How about a classic Redline restoration today? Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to MapleLeaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Hot Wheels classic 1957 T-Bird. First one of these that I've ever handled. Now, because of its age, you can appreciate it's got lots of wear on it, a bit of toning and some paint flecks. I'm concerned about what might be under that paint and what kind of condition the bare metal is in. I got this casting in a mail call from my good friend Paul at Diecast Graveyard, along with all the tools and supplies that one would need to do a Redline restoration, including the full rainbow of Spectraflame paints. It was very generous. So here goes. It's only my third Redline project, so you'll be watching me learn in this video, not demonstrate. According to the Hot Wheels fandom site, the classic 57 T-Bird, designed by Ira Guilford, debuted in the 1969 Hot Wheels lineup. They were packaged with either a Hong Kong or USA metal collector's button. It came with either white or dark brown interior colors. There was at least one casting change to the base during its release. The fuel tank that protrudes down from the rear of the base is longer or bigger on some versions. In 2012, the classic 57 T-Bird was retooled for the Redline Club membership. No real surprises involved in taking this one apart. It's in the kind of condition that I expected. Those axles are bent, but that's easily fixed up. So it'll be getting a wheel swap, all cleaned up, extensive body work, and a new Spectraflame paint job. Get all coffeeed up and stick with me for about 10 more minutes to see what comes of the T-Bird. I'm using the same paint stripping technique that I would on any mainline car, and this gel is awfully fierce, does a quick job, and now reveals what kind of condition the body is in. I'm going to begin the bare metal detail with this Dremel attachment. It's a tightly wound wire tip, almost like a bullet. It gives me good pinpoint accuracy and doesn't throw wire bristles all over the room. I follow that with a series of increasingly fine wet-dry sandpaper. I started with about 800 and worked my way up to 3000. And then 4/0 steel wool after that. Ultimately followed by a total flitz polish job. And I did this twice. Little by little, it took care of most of the imperfections in the body. Give it a good wipe down. I'm going to follow this with a soapy water cleaning. And I think that's pretty good. Good memories from the interiors of these big boats. At the end of this month, I'm going to have two back-to-back releases. The Four Horsemen theme for February is Mardi Gras. The super huge, ginormous build-up Part 2 is your favorite candy as a theme. We're very close to the MLC Porsche 4 build-up. I hope you'll get on board with that. And I got an old super fast whoosh and push coming up too. Thanks for supporting my hobby work here in Switzerland. Hit that subscribe button today, and we'll move along with the T-Bird. I'm going with as close to the original as I can for paint, and that's the Spectraflame Anti-Freeze. I'm using a 0.3 needle, light tack coat, make sure to get up underneath the wheel wells and the undercarriage. It lays down very nicely. I make sure to hit the underside of the flip-up engine cover. I'll put it off to the side now and let that set up. And although the original Hot Wheels Redlines are not in terrible condition, considering they're more than 50 years old, I've got lots of replacements here, so I'll pop these off with a little bit of firm and equal pressure. The axles are just fine, the bearings are good, and they'll take a new set in short order. I give some attention to the metal chassis now, starting with an abrasive wheel. That's just taken off all those years of dirt that's built up. Takes away some of the toning, but then I switch to a brass wire brush. So clean it up even further. And you start to see a nice shine coming out here. Gotta get in all the crevices between the fine lettering. Once again, the flitz comes out because it's a metal base. This is maybe 10 minutes worth of work here for a high impact result. What do you think? You can also use flitz on a plastic windshield, and although this one is very, very small, it does need a little bit of touch-up, so the same process, and I wipe it down with a cloth and then a soapy wash, and we're good to go. For today's community shoutout, I'm sending some Canadian love to knightrider 164. You can follow the link in the description to check out his YouTube channel and see what's going on. I'd appreciate that very much. Pretty close to wrapping things up now, but it's a Redline restoration, so it needs new Redline wheels. I bag and tag the old ones, and here's a new set that I got from Paul at Diecast Graveyard. Thanks again, Paul. These ones just push right on to the existing bearings. And a little finesse is a better approach than brute force here. First I just place them on, a little bit of pressure. And then using this tool behind the wheel and the bearing allows me to press the wheels in tightly without bending the axle. Give it a test spin. And a burnout, it's all good. The engine caught a little bit of antifreeze overspray, so I just touched that up with some Molotov chrome and a fine tip paintbrush. The next day, it's all ready to put back together. I also used, but did not film, the process of shooting Diecast Graveyard's 2K clear coat solution, which was included in that very generous package. Gave me a great result. I never touched the interior except to clean it up with some soapy water. You saw the windshield get polished, looking brand new, and a nicely refurbished base with replacement red lines on it. With the replacement wheels already in place, there are only 4 pieces to handle here. So the windshield and interior just lay into place. There are no screws, no glue. The metal base is situated properly. I give it a little bit of a squeeze in the front and back to make sure it's properly seated. And it is. And it all screws back together. Let's have a closer look. You can see I detailed the taillights and the headlights, no more or less than the original. I've got good freedom of motion on the wheels, and on the very closest inspection with a high definition camera, and I'm my own worst critic, I think I could have done a little bit better bare metal detail because this Spectraflame antifreeze green is almost translucent. And it really didn't mask any imperfections, so that's an area I can improve in. But in comparison to the 1969 version with all of its signs of wear and tear. I think you'll agree it's a pretty good upgrade for only my third Redline restoration. I'm certainly well equipped now with all the tools and supplies and original castings to do more of these in the future, so I look forward to honing my personal skills and doing justice to these classic Redlines. It still is enjoyable to know that you're getting an old one out of the dustbin and back into circulation. This one is certainly kid-friendly, so I'm putting it into a custom package with a blister pack. It's going to go to my local Goodwill store as a gift for one of the little boys and girls that frequent that shop with their families. There's a little bit of MapleLeaf Customs information on there, so they'll know where it comes from. Thanks for visiting my channel today. I hope you'll come back soon and often. It's coffee time.